1480 KCIM Sports presents KCIM Sports Rewind. A look back at the week in high school sports, brought to you by St. Anthony Rehab Services. Here's Sports Director Jeff Blankman, John Ryan, and Heff Honald.
Welcome back, KCIM Sports Rewind for another Tuesday. And guess what? It's another dreary, rainy Tuesday. Getting a little sick of these days going on and on lately. But state track, well, you had one good day, right?
Yeah, we did. Thursday was outstanding until Thursday night.
Until I almost died.
Yeah.
You say that like it's a bad thing, right?
There are a lot of people that wish God had a little better aim, I think. I was headed out of the stadium, and Jethro's got hit. So as I was leaving, well, I was by the Bulldog, headed up the hill in the rain, it got popped, and as I turned back around to go back in the stadium because, well, I need to go to the bathroom, the stadium got nailed. So
wow.
I had two cracks back to back that I don't think he was aiming at me. I think he was warning me, but I got the message.
Was that Friday night?
That was Thursday night.
It was Thursday night, yeah, going into Friday.
Yeah.
Wow, it was just kind of crazy. Friday morning, it didn't look like anything was going to be going on for a long time.
Yeah,
You'd have been surprised how fast a fat boy can run up the hill to his car at Jethro's in the rain.
Yeah, I do think as well as a job as they did of rescheduling things and getting everything in and the great job that both the association and union did, I think they did try to hold on a little too long on Thursday night, because by the time they decided to go ahead and suspend the meet for that night and reschedule things, the weather in Des Moines had gotten really pretty bad. There was a lot of people probably heading to their vehicle in some really bad lightning and some really hard rain and even in some hail. Luckily, Honald took off a little before we did, but Nick and I and stuff we hung up out in the press box through the hail part of it, and then when the lights got knocked out at the stadium, we decided, well, let's go ahead and make the half mile to 3/4 of a mile run in the torrential downpour and lightning and hope we don't get hit.
It's to their defense, it popped up quickly.
It did.
We actually had lightning to the east of us, and then you could see it coming. And the officials, the starters, were doing everything they could do to get that last 400 done. They wanted to get that in, and the problem was I think now talking to Quaylar and those guys, they were over in the field house trying to keep corral the kids, and they didn't realize that they had trained all the way back to Omaha. So by the time they let us go, there was no breaks in it.
Yeah.
But and I think if they'd have known, they'd have probably ran it on time.
Right.
But they try to keep it no more than 15 minutes ahead so everybody can get there, and it was a problem.
Yeah, because originally there wasn't anything in the forecast for Thursday night. I think that the bad thing was we went into the delay, and then all of a sudden we got to this point where it wasn't raining. You could kind of tell that the storm was still there and it wasn't going to go anywhere, but it was still lightning a little bit, so we were in those 30-minute delays. But by the time they decided that, okay, let's go ahead and suspend it, it was torrential at that point, and the worst part of the storm was right on top of us.
And being locked up with a bunch of media people, we are three of the coolest people on the face of the earth. Sorry, I'm talking about you. You guys that are in print media, wow.
You guys did a lot. Of course, we brought everybody named Jeff that we could possibly find to send down to cover this. Jeff Blankman, our sports director, Heff Honald, and Jeff Storyahan. You guys had video interviews. You had pictures, everything, you name it. It's all up on the website. If anybody wants to go back and watch any of it, it really is terrific stuff to cover.
Every kid, every event.
Yeah, we got the only thing we didn't get was the Audubon Boys shuttle hurdle with an interview. Yeah, well, they had a little issue, and I said to them, I understand if you don't want to do one, but if you would, I would prefer. And then they just kept going. But the funny thing was the very next day, a few of them come up to me and says, "Why didn't you video us yesterday?"
You left?
Tried.
Yeah. So they were giving me a hard time.